20 years ago, the total annual export volume of China's automobiles was less than 20,000. Today, 20 years later, the number of China's automobile exports has soared to 2 million, a 100-fold increase in 20 years, which is very remarkable. Judging from the performance in the first half of this year, it has surpassed Germany to become the second largest auto exporter in the world. In a word, the automobile industry has become an important pillar of China's economy. But when it comes to Chinese cars, what is your first impression? That's right, knockoff. Everyone scoffs at Chinese cars, feels that Chinese-made cars are unreliable, and even boycotts Chinese cars spontaneously. Our previous video also mentioned that even though many European, American and Japanese cars have withdrawn from the Russian market and Chinese cars have been able to occupy the streets of Russia, Russians over the age of 40 still reject Chinese cars. Is the design of Chinese cars plagiarism? Why are they doing this? Can Chinese cars still change everyone's impressions and really do a good job of being original? Welcome to Auto Age. I am here to share my views with you today. If you still want to see more related content, be free to leave a message in the comment area and let me know. In the early years, China's auto industry was not developed, and foreign cars entering the Chinese market were always relatively expensive, and not everyone could afford them. So China's domestic cars have undertaken the huge task of making cars affordable for everyone. However, for Chinese cars that are just starting out, they have neither R&D funds nor capabilities. Knockoff seems to be the only option. After all, it can save a lot of R&D costs, and its appearance can also attract many potential users. For some car companies, this becomes the road that has to be taken. First of all, it is Zodi Motors who must be named for plagiarism. No one would refute it when it is said that it is the #1 copycat. It was even dubbed by Chinese netizens as a tape measure to build a car. The most popular model should be the Zodi SR9. With the similar shape to the Porsche Macan, plus the operation to change the car logo, about 100,000 yuan can realize the Porsche dream. It is said that Zodi's absurd operation shocked Oliver Blume, then Porsche's CEO. It was the picture that spread all over the internet. Those who didn't know it thought that Zodi was famous, and its fashion-forward design attracted Porsche's attention. Obviously, this is impossible. After all, Zodi has gone bankrupt and has become a thing of the past. The next thing I want to talk about is Lifan Motors. Maybe not many people remember Lifan Motors. After all, it seems that it has never been popular, or when it was popular, the car consumer group was still small. It is mentioned today because it also has an incredible model, Lifan 320. The shape of this car is basically designed with reference to the appearance of BMW Mini. Perhaps in order to make a difference, Lifan has redesigned several parts, resulting in a very uncoordinated proportion of the entire body of Lifan 320, so it is destined to be a failed copycat behavior. In addition, the single power option, as well as the very cheap interior design, directly discouraged many potential consumers. Although Lifan is still alive now, its automobile business is already on the verge of bankruptcy, and it may be safer to concentrate on making motorcycles. There is also Shuanghuan Automobile. I am not sure how many people still remember it. This car company is as obsessed with copycats as Zodi Motors. It has listed 3 models in total, namely Noble, Libao SRV, and Shuanghuan SCEO. The 3 models copied Mercedes-Benz Smart, Honda CR-V, and BMW X5 respectively. It is a typical representative of spending small money to do big things. Of course, every car has a lawsuit due to plagiarism. What is surprising is that Honda sued Shuanghuan for the appearance patent issue. After 12 years of ups and downs, Honda actually lost 16 million. As for the reason behind it, we will talk about it another day. Time is limited. Today's last quota must be reserved for land wind motors. It must have a place in the knockoff market. The most popular model is the Landwind X7. The most exaggerated thing is that it has sold over 10,000 monthly sales. The appearance is basically the same as the Land Rover Aurora. Changing the car logo can basically fool 99% of people. In terms of power, the Landwind X7 is also unambiguous. The whole system comes standard with 2.0T power and is matched with an 8-bit gearbox. Of course, some things can't just be seen on the surface. The actual mechanical quality has not reached the required height, and the acceleration from 100 kilometers is 11 seconds away. Such blatant plagiarism of the Landwind X7 will inevitably lead to a lawsuit. Since its launch, Jaguar Land Rover has sued Landwind in court. There are many episodes, but the final result is satisfactory. In November 2018, the relevant design patent of Landwind was declared invalid, and demanded that the production and sale of the X7 model be discontinued immediately. As for Landwind, there is only one model on sale at present, and it is still full of the feeling of knockoff. As for the reason why it has not gone bankrupt for a long time, it is backed by Jiangling Holding Group and has a strong family background. So what are the reasons that hinder the development of Chinese car design? Some say there is a shortage of funds, while others say there is a shortage of talent. Although the difficulty of making a casing is not as difficult as that of an engine gearbox, the small car casing does not have a low threshold. The limited research and development funds have to be used in technology. The Chinese have always adhered to the principle of pragmatism and paid no attention to the outer shell. But the shape and appearance of a car is an important factor affecting sales. What should Chinese car companies do if they have no money? After all, modeling is not like science and technology, you can only copy it first. Why do you have to copy foreign countries? Is it so difficult to design one yourself? It is really difficult, because a shell not only has to consider the appearance and recognition, but also consider the problems of wind resistance, noise, and interior space layout. In addition, you must be familiar with the material technology to ensure that the effect you want can be mass-produced. The problems in this respect are all on one person, that is, the car styling designer. The shape of a car must be considered at the beginning of the design before it can be launched in the next 3 to 5 years, and it cannot be outdated within 5 years after it is launched. Talent like this is really hard to find. Judging from the current situation in China, industrial manufacturing started late, so industrial design will definitely not be strong. In the end, we must resist plagiarism and support originality. The above car companies that used to be a smash hit by plagiarism failed in the end to survive in the fiercely competitive car market. The reason is that it has not been able to achieve independent research and development, and the doctrine can only solve temporary needs. Looking at the world auto market, Toyota, Mitsubishi, etc. have had plagiarism experience, but that is only limited to the beginning of the business. After accumulating a certain amount of experience and funds, they began to implement independent research and development, and gradually went to the overseas market. Okay, that's all for today. If you have anything to say about this topic, please let me know in the comment area. See you tomorrow.